Okay, I'm standing in front of an island Ceanothus, Ceanothus arboreus, and it's a wonderful endemic species that's found on many of the Channel Islands, several of the northern Channel Islands, and some of the southern ones, and recently discovered on Guadalupe Island down in Mexico. Close-up of where the fruit attaches on the island Ceanothus. I just actually took the fruit off, and you'll notice there's three parts to the fruit, and what it leaves behind is a little cup where the fruit fell off. So later in the year you'll come across a plant like this and you'll see just the little spot where the fruit used to be. I'm not sure if the video shows it, but there are little ridges, 3 ridges on that little cup that's left behind. Some people have described them as the Mercedes-Benz symbol, the 3 little ridges. So we'll look at that on the other Ceanothus on the island where it's even more obvious than this. So we're looking at the leaves on the island Ceanothus, and they are a gorgeous dark green, rather shiny on the front side. On the back side, they got a much lighter color and some very prominent veins, 3 main veins with smaller ones coming off of them. So these are really large for Ceanothus species. Most Ceanothus species across California do not have big leaves like this, which is one of the reasons that this plant is popular in horticulture. Another reason is that these blue flowers are gorgeous on this plant, and they have a lilac smell to them. So the other common name for the genus Ceanothus is California lilac, but we do call this the island Ceanothus. Ceanothus is becoming its common name. So in a sense we could say, in addition, because I'm looking at the leaves, I'm looking at the fruit here, we can say that this plant has big leaves and small fruit. And we're going to be looking in a moment at another Ceanothus out here, the other one that has much bigger fruit but smaller leaves. Okay, we're standing in front of an island big pod Ceanothus, Ceanothus megacarpus, subspecies insularis. Closely related to one on the mainland, which is Ceanothus megacarpus, but this one has alternate leaves, while the one on the mainland, they're always opposite, which is kind of interesting. Or usually opposite, I should say, and these are usually alternate. One of the interesting things about this plant is, compared to the island Ceanothus, it has much smaller leaves, but it does indeed have really big fruit on it. That's where it gets the name big pod. Okay, so here's a close-up of the leaves and the fruit on the island big pod Ceanothus. One thing you'll notice different from this compared to the island Ceanothus is that the leaves are much smaller. Turn them over, they are light colored as well, but they don't have the prominent 3 veins that the island Ceanothus has. Another thing, if you get right into the fruit, these are, as I said, much bigger, and when you break off the fruit from the little cup, the little receptacle here, it leaves behind an even more obvious Mercedes-Benz symbol, as some of us like to call it. Basically, ridges in there. Here's some examples of the old one. So if you come along this plant, and you don't find it in flower, and you don't find any fruit on it, say it's late September, and you should be able to still find the cups left behind from the fruit that year, from its fruiting that year, and you should be able to look at it and go, oh, that's a Mercedes-Benz symbol, and know right away that you're dealing with a Ceanothus. Looking at the flowers on island big pod Ceanothus. These are the white ones versus the blue ones that you'll see on the island Ceanothus.